Hello, teacher here, and today I'm gonna talk about the biological macromolecules. What is macromolecule? Macromolecules are large molecules composed of thousands of covalently bonded atoms. All living things are made up of four classes of large biological molecules, which are carbohydrates, lipids, protein, and nucleic acid. The process of synthesis and breakdown of polymers, we call it dehydration and hydrolysis. The difference between dehydration and hydrolysis is when the dehydration occurs, it's when the two monomers bond together through the loss of a water molecule, but in the opposite, dehydrolysis occurs when the polymer are disassembled two monomers by add one of a water molecule. The first macromolecule we're going to talk about today is carbohydrate. Carbohydrate type of the carbohydrate are monosaccharide, disaccharide, and polysaccharide. Monosaccharide or น้ำตาลโมเลกุลเดียว The chemical formula of it is C6H12O6. It's a monomer of carbohydrate and it has three different kind of monosaccharide. It's called glucose, fructose, and galactose. The second type of carbohydrate is disaccharide. Disaccharide is น้ำตาลโมเลกุลคู่ which is made from monomer plus monomer and linked together by glycosidic linkage. And it happened because dehydration reaction. And the chemical formula of it is C12H22 and O11. There are three different kind of disaccharide. We call it maltose, which is made from glucose and glucose, lactose made from glucose and galactose, and sucrose made from glucose and fructose. The last type of the carbohydrate is polysaccharide. Polysaccharide or carbohydrate โมเลกุลใหญ่ There are also two types of polysaccharide, which is we call the storage polysaccharides and the structural polysaccharides. The storage polysaccharide, for example, like glycogen or starch, which is made from amylose and amylopectin, and it bond together with the alpha glycosidic bond. The structural polysaccharide, for example, like cellulose, which is hard to digest, and the chitin is found in arthropods and cell wall fungi. Function of carbohydrate is, of course, it can give you energy, and some of the carbohydrate can be the structure of some living things. For example, like chitin, it can be cell wall of fungi, and it also can be the exoskeleton of the arthropods. The disease or symptom when you lack of when you lack of carbohydrate is gonna get you hunger or shaking or dizzy or confused or even difficulty speaking or feeling anxious or weak. The second macromolecule is protein. Protein is the main part of cell or even your body tissue, and protein is the most of the macromolecule in your body is protein, and monomer of it is amino acid, and the polymer of it is polypeptide, which is bond together with the peptide bond. Amino acids, it's the smallest part of protein. It contains the carboxyl group and amino group, which is you can see it in a picture in the middle of this slide. The carboxyl group and amino group, and also it have a group as well, and the left side of the slide is all the different 20 R group. Okay. The amino acid, it have two types. which is the essential amino acid that your body cannot produce it by itself. It needs from the food only. And the non-essential amino acid, your body can produce it by itself, and it have only 10 kind of non-essential amino acid. The type of protein, if we're gonna classify it by appearance, we're gonna get the globular protein and fibrous protein. But if we will classify it by the duty, we will get the storage protein, the protective protein, enzyme protein, hormone, contractile protein, transport protein, structural protein, and the toxin. The structural protein is, there are 4 different kinds of structure. The first structure is primary structure, which is the very simple structure. You can see like it's just the amino acid bond together with the peptide bond, like the strand. And the second structure of protein is secondary structure. The secondary structure is a strand of primary structure protein bond together with the hydrogen bond. The left one, we call it alpha helix shape, and the right one, we call it beta pleat sheet. ค่ะ The third structure of protein is tertiary structure. Tertiary structure is the tertiary structure. The tertiary structure is the secondary structure protein roll together and have very different kind of bond together. For example, like H bond, ionic bond, and hydrophobic bond. So it looks just like กับก้อนๆนะคะครู The last structure is quaternary structure. The quaternary structure is all kind of the structure of protein mixed together. For example, we can find it in hemoglobin or collagen. Function of protein is help you to grow the body. It can help you to grow the body, like give you some muscle or make your body grow taller or bigger, or even can repair the broken part of your body. And second thing, of course, it can give you energy and produce essential amino acid and can balance the water in your body. Okay. The disease or symptom when you lack of protein is you're gonna get the edema symptom and slow wound healing, fatty liver, or even lost the muscle mass. The third macromolecule is lipid. Every lipid need to contain these 2 parts, which is the glycerol and the fatty acid. You can see it in the picture, like in the white stick in the left corner of the picture. That one is the glycerol, and the 3 yellow stick in the right corner of the picture is the fatty acid. And it called lipid. If this lipid have just 1 fatty acid, it called monoglyceride. But if it has two, it called diglyceride. But if it has three fatty acids, it called triglyceride. The two types of lipid is saturated fatty acid and the unsaturated fatty acid. The saturated fatty acid is it's have when it bonds together, the bond between all the carbon atoms, it needs to be the single bond only. But if it unsaturated fatty acid, but the unsaturated fatty acid, you can see in the picture, it needs to have the double bond at least one position in the molecule, so it can be the unsaturated fatty acid. The saturated fatty acid have the higher melting point than the unsaturated fatty acid, which gonna make it turn into the solid when it's in the normal temperature. The function of lipid is it can give you the energy, of course, because fatty acid, because the lipid can give you energy for like 9 kilocalorie per gram, and it's also the main components of the plasma membrane, and it can help your body to ดูดซึม the vitamin A, D, E, and K. It also help your skin moisture and can help you to protect your organ inside the body. The symptom or the disease when you lack of lipid is you're gonna have the slow wound healing, hair loss, frequent sickness, or even the dermatitis, which is some skin disease. The last macromolecule is nucleic acid. Nucleic acid content. Nucleic acid is the hereditary material, which are DNA and RNA. The monomer of the nucleic acid, we call it nucleotide, and the polymer is polynucleotide. The nucleotide content, this picture is nucleotide, and nucleotide is contain sugar, phosphate group, and nitrogenous base. The sugar can be two types, which are the ribose sugar and the deoxyribose sugar. It's up to the type of the nucleic acid. If it's DNA, the sugar is gonna be the deoxyribose sugar, but if it's RNA, the sugar is gonna be the ribose sugar. The nitrogenous base, it also have two types of it, which is purine base and pyrimidine base. Nothing special. The difference between two type of the nitrogenous base is the shape. Nothing special. And the last components of the nucleotide is the phosphate group. The difference between DNA and RNA, which is both the nucleic acid, is DNA made from the DNA made from two strands of polynucleotide rolled together, if I can say it. It's called the double helix, and it bond together with the deoxyribose sugar and nitrogenous base and type A, G, C, and T. But the RNA, it's made from one strand of polynucleotide. It contains the ribose sugar and nitrogenous base type A, G, C, and U. The RNA have the three type of it, which is mRNA, tRNA, and rRNA. mRNA is messenger RNA, and tRNA is transfer RNA, and the last RNA is RNA, which is the ribosome RNA. Thank you.